Hi everyone, and welcome to a different type of reading. I'm doing this because tomorrow, when you will actually see this, is the first day of summer. It's the longest day of the year, and it is summer solstice, okay? So I have my new summer solstice or Letha deck here, okay? So I've been using it in a few other readings, but I wanted to do one specifically for the first day of summer solstice, okay? So what I decided was, you know what? Let's do this reading as a collective message for the summer of 2024. What does Spirit want us to know? That's what I asked for the summer of 2024. As a group, what do we need to know? But you can also take the messages and apply them to your life individually as well. Okay? Now, the second part of this is I normally don't read for collective like that. I do zodiac signs, or I do it for new moon, full moon, or for the month, okay? For a specific month. So I wanted to do a little trial run. So I asked, give this to me as though this would be the message. And honestly, you guys, it was so good. I decided to keep the 6 cards that I pulled out here and go over them with you. And then I'm going to pull more live, okay? So I'm probably going to pull another 6 live. So let's get right into this. So I asked, overall energy for the collective as a whole. Think of it as yourself as a human being on planet Earth, but knowing that you can also apply it to your own personal life in whatever area it resonates with. So first set out was bike ride. It is in the stillness and presence of the journey that you will find yourself exactly where you need to be. With the 8 of, and this is it's the child tarot, but it's very summery, so that's why I brought it out. That is the 8 of cicadas, okay? So, or the 8 of swords. What I feel they're trying to tell us as a whole, as a collective, this is a summer, okay, that we need to just chill, be with ourselves, be in the present, not worrying about what it is that needs to be done, what it is we need to do. It's summer. It's, for some 2 short months, we've got to fit in as much as we can. So in other words, doing rather than enjoying, okay? Because in the stillness and presence of the journey, that's where you will find that you are exactly where it is that you need to be. When we're in a constant state of rush, we're not in the present. We're just constantly moving to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. Okay? They want you to be able to take the time, spend it with your family, with your dog, out on your bike, whatever it is, out in nature. Take time to stop and smell the flowers. Okay, but as a collective, so you can apply that to your own life, because what happens when we get too busy, we get all up in our head. And then we start creating scenarios for ourselves that aren't necessarily true, because we're trying to squeeze and fit so much in rather than just going with the flow, right? Rather than just letting, I think of this as a mobile, right? There's the baby's bottle is spilt, the baby's all stuck up in the mobile. Rather than just letting the mobile just go around at its own pace as you wind it up and let it go, you know what? We're trying to force the mobile. I know there's another name for it. I just can't think of it right now. So I feel like that's the message that they're giving here. Now, second one out was summer berries. Be wary of picking your harvest too early and risking losing the sweetness of it all. With the 5 of cicadas or the 5 of swords, this is a card about winning at all cost. Okay, this is a card about not caring about the other person or the other people. This is, I am selfish and I am going to do what's best for me, regardless of how it hurts all of you. I see you all walking away, which means I've won. But have you really? Your friends, your colleagues, your family, your whoever, they're walking away from you because you're being such a little tyrant right at the moment. So can you see how that fits in as a collective? Here we are with summer berries, and right, if you pick the harvest too early, the sweetness is gone. Same thing. Is there any sweetness in this wind? No, but it reminds me of what's going on in the world right now, so I can see why they would send this card out for message right now, and I'm not going to get into too much of it, and would appreciate, if we don't have arguments about it with each other, but there's a lot of elections, say, for example, going on in the world right now, and everybody's on a side. And everybody wants to win at the cost of the others, because really that's what it is, rather than trying to work together. So I feel this message as a collective would be not taking sides, not being so stuck on, I'm in this camp and you're in that camp, or, I'm on team this, you're on team that we cannot come together and see the bigger picture. That is a collective message, but it can also, if it resonates in your own life, where do you maybe need to ease up so you taste the sweetness, where it isn't I'm going to win at all costs and I don't care how it makes you feel or what the consequences are. That's why I saved these cards. I was like, wow, when those messages were coming in, I was like, okay, we need to save these. Moving on to the next one, clear quartz. The thing about clear quartz, the crystal, which I have right here, here's a lovely point, okay, clear quartz, is it helps you to bring clarity into your life. It says the embrace of the shadow is gently lifting. Light is needed now to nourish you. Okay, with the healer of cicadas, or the healer here being the Queen of Swords, who is clear thinking, who is taking, I'm just going to move these down a little bit, who's not going to take any, crap here. She's not going to fall victim to that. She is going to be very clear about what it is that she does. But with the Queen of Swords, it's also about being honest, and it's about being direct. It's being direct, but with unbiased judgment. And I loved that one come out, because I was like, that's one of my things for the Queen of Swords, unbiased judgment. And isn't that exactly what this is? So here's your message. Really get clear. Look at things big picture. If this is about getting yourself all up in your own mental prison, for example, and being too busy and just going, and you need to remove yourself from it, that's getting clear about what your priorities are, okay, for you and your family, or just for you. It will be different for everyone. Or here, getting clear, again, what are your priorities? Are your priorities to win at no cost, even to win at the expense of others or in spite of others, or however you want to say that, so you can see how these work as a collective, right? A human on earth as a whole, or as individuals. So I love these messages coming out, but what I want to do is pull some more, because I was like, those are so good. We need to keep going. And this is the summer to do it, right? This is what they're saying. Now's the time. Start really thinking about this stuff as you're beginning your summer here. Kids are getting out of school. Things are all starting up. Okay, we have clouds scrying. What is amazing is I shuffle and shuffle these cards, and every one of these cards has come out in my individual readings that I just did for the second Zodiac Taroscope, which means these are messages that Spirit, they will double down on messages, okay? So I'm just gonna get two more. I'm not gonna flip those ones yet because we're not ready to go to them. And I'm splitting the decks, right? Like, that's the other part that just is so crazy. So let's talk about this first one. Cloud scrying. Be still, for it's in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. Okay, again, doubling down, you guys, on the message, which I love. Again, taking the time out. Maybe it's just you and your family, or you and whoever, just need to spend time being with one another. Again, look, just laying on the ground out in nature. Your kids just, if you have children, they just want to be with you. And you are on a weekend away from work for some of you, right? You just want to relax. But we seem to have this need in this world to just go, 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 go. So they're really saying this is a summer of relaxing, okay? And I also think of it too, let me get a tarot out here with it. Oh my heavens. I was just going to look at this, playing games. I was just going to say we need to unplug from, sometimes we need to unplug from our devices. We just need to get out and just be, because that's when clarity comes in. We can be out in nature with our family at a picnic, but if we're all laying on the ground with our phones up in front of us, are we really disconnecting? No. We're totally connected to everything. And here, maybe, look, this little fella here feels or is looking sad. So maybe, and it's 5 o'clock, shouldn't he be, this is, the 5 of Wands. Shouldn't he be with his family right now? Shouldn't this be a family time at 5 o'clock? Why is he alone playing games? Or it's the 9 of Wands. Yeah, why is he alone? He should be outside in nature. We need to get back out. I mean, for some of you, maybe things have been heavy and very burdensome, and it's time to find the clarity and move out of that energy. Okay, so there it is, personal. But as a world, we are all too connected. This is a video game. We are all too connected to our electronic devices, okay? And I think they're saying sometimes we don't need a 24-hour news cycle. Let's just remove ourselves from that at times. Okay, next. And they want you to start that this summer. Stargazing. I love it. It takes a lot of courage to reach for the stars to expand the self, but it is possible. We can't expand if we're not willing to learn, if we're not willing to take the lessons, if we're not willing to slow down and lay out, right? And then look, you're looking at the clouds, lay out and look at the stars. But it's realizing that this is possible. And I think as a whole, as a human race here on Earth, we are very much, technology is just growing in leaps and bounds and like crazy. But just because it's growing, absolutely, we should be aware of it. We should be using it to our advantage whenever possible. But that does not mean that we need to be on it all the time. And again, I feel like that's what they're saying. We need to be aware. We can't get left behind. I'm totally in agreement with all that. But they don't want us connected and then looking like this, where everybody in the family is in a different room, or friends, however, your roommates, however you want to look at it. Child of cicadas. This is a lot of cicadas here, or swords energy. And the child is the page. So this is the page of swords. They're saying, you know what? Think of new ways of doing things. And I think that's what we're going to see collectively in the world as well. New ways of doing things. The old ways are slowly going to die off. That is a fact. Slowly but surely, it's going to happen. But what you can do in your own life is think of new ways. And especially where we're talking about all of this, thinking of new ways and new ideas, new ways of communicating with one another other than texting or messaging, right? New ways of learning things rather than just Google. I mean, Google's a great, wonderful. I Google all the time, as do you probably. But we can learn things in other ways too. Sometimes we need to learn things just by living life. and being a part of it, being engaged in it. And I feel their message is saying this is the summer to start turning things around. Okay, let's go to this card. Cancer. I love it. Call yourself back from all space and time to feel, sense, and reflect on the oceans of your presence within. What is your inner guidance telling you? I know that I'm certainly not the first person to mention this sort of stuff, okay? I watch readings myself too. And, you know, just in general, you can talk to anyone and they're like, we need to lay some of the devices down sometimes. Like I feel like this is the message. We're just too crazy. And in winter, can you get out? No, in most places it's cold. But in the Northern Hemisphere here, this is our time to be outside, to be with our family, to learn, to not be trying to win at all costs, getting clear about our life, our family, and the direction that we want things to go in. And Cancer is the ruler of the 4th house, which is all about your home, your family, even your ancestry. Maybe for some of you, it might be a library time where, you know what, you spend a little time indoors and outdoors. Some libraries, you can even go outside and read, and maybe you start learning about your family history. But this is also a time in the world, and I'm looking back here, where we need to be loving and kind and caring and compassionate to ourselves and to other people, even strangers. Again, I don't want to be triggering, but if we look at right now, people fleeing countries and coming into some first world countries, okay? And everyone is complaining about it and nobody likes it. But we have to look at too, and I'm saying there's no right and there's no wrong here. I'm just saying we can also look at it from the perspective of, if that was you in one of those countries, would you not try to flee with your family as well? I'm just putting that out there. You don't have to agree, and that's okay. I mean, again, that's a very deep topic, and I just brushed the surface. But it can start with, you know what? First, let's look at it that way, and then on your own, you can get into it in other ways. But again, it's about this winning at all costs. I don't want to share, right? I don't want to share. I don't want people coming and taking what's mine. But the reality is, in some cases, and I'm just, again, speaking broadly here, are you even outside taking in any of that, what's here for you? You know? It is a deep topic and way too much for the tarot reading, but, you know, I'm not saying I'm pro or con. I'm just saying sometimes we can look at things in a different way, with compassion, with understanding, with kindness and caring, okay? And, you know, see where that might lead you. But with it, look, we have the 10 of Swords, you guys, the 10 of Cicadas, okay? Again, this is all about your thoughts and how you think and how you speak and your actions that you take with your words and that sort of thing. And look, we've put ourselves in our own mental prison. We've actually been mean to others here. This is someone who's the mother healer coming in and saying, okay, but we need to really, you know, look at this and get clear and have unbiased judgments. And if we set up boundaries, they're clear boundaries. We're going to be honest and we can be direct, but in a kind, compassionate way, right? Not just being on our own, feeling like the world's weighing us down. We can think of new ways of being and doing and communicating here with the page. They're young, they're curious, right? They're not jaded. They're not biased. And here, this is removing those wands, okay? It's the end of the cycle. This is kind of, I feel, what they're saying for the collective as a whole, or you as an individual. This is the end of that cycle. That's what the summer of 2024 can be for you. The end of this cycle if any of these things or maybe all of them resonate with you, or if you can see it big picture as, you know, the world and the way we as humans are behaving. So I just want to leave that there. I'm going to pull just a few more tarot here just to, oops, sorry, wrong deck. I don't know why I grabbed that one. Just any further advice or guidance that Spirit, God, Source, Universe, or whomever it is may have for you. Okay, like that, out came one. Are there any others that need to come out? I'll pull them. Okay, so we have the 10 of, I think that one is the polynoses. Or sorry, it's the 9 of, sometimes I don't know these cards, you guys. They're new for me. Let me just look here, 1X. What is that one? It's got to be the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, then we have Daydream, which is the High Priestess. Love that. And we have Celebration, which is, I just have it written down here because like I said, the Sun. Okay. If we are willing as a human race, as a world, to start working on these things, but also applying them in our own life as well. Look, these are all success cards. Okay, well, this one here is a little different, but the two ends, the bookends, are success. The Sun, happiest card in the deck, and then having everything you want and wanting for nothing. Right? It's like you are earning this on your own. Spirit will reward you. Okay? Food, a home, money, knowledge, wisdom. And this is celebrating. The sun will shine on you, but will also shine on the collective. And this daydream is, imagine it to be possible. The High Priestess can see through, she can see big picture. She can feel through her emotions. She can go through her thoughts and not be biased. She's like, I want to say, a combination of all the queens and the Empress. Okay, the High Priestess is for me. But you know what? Start behaving like the High Priestess. What would your higher self tell you to do? How to treat others, how to maneuver through the world. We have intuition. We know if we're doing right or wrong. Can you balance it out a bit? If you start in your own life, that then spreads out. That's what I want to say for that. I hope that helps you, and it just gives you some food for thought. Now, I want to pull a crystal, okay, for the summer. This is a crystal that maybe you want to read about. There's going to be a little bit on here, or a crystal you may want to work with. This was just a bit of a different reading that I wanted to do. So, but just to see what the message is for you, but also for everyone. Celestite. Oh, and I actually have, you guys, look, I'm going to grab it. I have a big chunk, and I know it's probably not real sparkly here, but this is Celestite, okay? So I'm just going to set that there. Are you hearing messages from your angels? Have you noticed your life flows easily as if divine timing is working in your life? Peace is yours. You have a team of angels on your side, illuminating and orchestrating your life. They respond to your thoughts, wishes, and dreams according to the divine plan. So, believing in the divine plan here, I'll just put this card over here. Did we get an archangel? Archangel Uriel. I am at peace. Legions of angels are my personal entourage, helping me every day in every way. I am aligned with the divine plan. My ancestors direct me on my path. I am grateful for the knowledge they impart to me. So listen, through your intuition, through your gut feelings. Maybe you are great and you have a very strong intuition and hear directly from source, from spirit, God, whomever it is for you, the angels, and they let you know what's right and wrong. But maybe as you're moving through this and thinking about this, you can start listening, start tuning into your intuition. And, how would you want to be treated? How should you act? Ask them to help you spread that out to everyone. Those are the cards for you. I was going to say, I'm so used to talking to a zodiac sign or a pile. I was going to say for you, pile one, but this is just one reading. So it is a little different for me. If it seemed a little awkward, I'm sorry, but I tried to get it out as best I could. But I just felt that, this is the summer of 2024 where we can, starting here in June, where we can start paying attention to some of these things that Spirit brought up for us. And we start working on them in our own little way. We start within our own family and then we expand out. Thank you very much. Enjoy your summer. You'll see me with many other readings. Go check out my playlist if you're new here. And remember, the messages are timeless, whatever you're drawn to, even if it isn't for your sun, moon, or rising. You know what? Go in and take a look. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.